My name is Eric McLean. I am 22 years old. I'm a former ambassador. I've been to camp. I'm attending college and living in the campus residence. However, I move from on weekends. I go home. Uh, uh, it used to be scary. Now it's more liberating because it's like, oh, I have responsibilities that I have to fulfill now. And at some level, that's scary because it's like, whoa, I got to do stuff now without help. But it's like, I think that's something everyone should strive for. Being as independent as possible. It doesn't mean you never ask for help, but it doesn't mean, you can't be like, on some level, I want to be able to handle myself and do as much as I can. Okay, managing money is good, saving money is good, but like don't be scared to spend it because that's what it was supposed to do. That's what the meal card was meant for, and I didn't use it enough. I've been using it a lot more now this year, and that's it's been really good. I've been doing a lot of using it a lot more simply because I realized, oh, I can spend now. So there's a lot of trial and error even when it comes to finances. Well, that's what they always taught me as a kid. It's like save your money, especially when you're living on your own. It's like, oh, now you really got to save your money. Well, I think a lot of the time when I'm managing my money, I've had to say to myself, what do I, really want, and what is stuff that I kind of want. If I'm like, oh, that would be nice to get that, but it's like, oh, I can make a long-term investment and get this. It's all about priorities and saving. I have a little bit. What I did is I think it's called a debit card. It's the one, oh, MasterCard. Um, it has to do a bit with credit, and I made a few small purchases just to get a credit score. I don't know very much about credit, but I figured, you know what, might as well get it started. And as I get older and as I learn, you know, that'll be good. Well, for me, I often um, try to get myself to avoid debt in terms of like the best advice I can give you is don't end up in a situation where you have debt, and if you are in that situation, pay it by the due date. Make sure you've got all your ducks in a row. Um, be careful with your money, is what I would say. I find that counting money is hard, keeping track of money is hard. So one of the things I've had to do is I'll come out with a predetermined amount of money before I buy something and say, okay, I want to spend money on this, this, and this. I avoid impulse buying, basically. Well, what I would say is start young. Start learning those principles when you're young. Um, start paying, if you have any bills, pay them before they're overdue. Um, Start understanding the long-term effects of your own spending, um, and I think you'll be fine from there. Um, it was hard, but at the same time, it was like, well, this is what you have to do. This is what people your age are doing, and this is good for you. And you don't want to be, you know, not doing anything with your life. Go out, accomplish things. Was I scared? Yeah, but I'm not more scared of not doing anything and waking up one day and realizing I've done nothing with my life. I'd rather take a risk and have it not pay off than never take a risk and accomplish nothing. Working. Well, I have been working for the past 3 years, 3 years at Tim Hortons. Um, part time. It's a bit of a challenge with my schedule, but we've got that figured out. I work every 2 weeks. Yeah, on the Sundays, and I have this gig where I sing for nursing homes that recently popped up for that, and they're such a fun bunch. They are so, and they love all the songs that I love, so it's like, okay, this is amazing, and I get to just entertain people and have a good time doing it, and get paid for it, and I get to pay to dance and get paid to dance around and sing sometimes. That's an exciting thing. Well, there's always been the Tim Hortons around in my area. I live in a fairly small town, but how I got the job is I talked to this agency. It's specifically a job agency, and they were like, we can help you out. And they eventually set me up, and I did a really good interview. No, I would say it can on certain days. If I'm, if I have a particularly hard day at work, my muscles are sore, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Other days it's like, oh, this isn't as hard. So it can, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will. There'll be times where I will have to go instantly to bed after because my body is just throbbing, and it's like, okay.
Can you do reduced hours?
And I do some reduced hours, partially because of my schedule, partially because of my condition. There's that part of me that's like, I want to do more, but let's build up to that, over time. And the staff themselves are super supportive if I need anything. Bless those people. And the customers are great. I'm always hanging around them and talking to them. Have to be careful. I don't think specifically. There's been times where I've had to be like, oh, I'm doing this day, or I have an appointment. But that's different than accommodations at the job itself. Of course, there are certain, accommodations in terms of my hours, but those are the only ones I can think of.
Okay.
Best advice I can give you is start out looking in the places that are like fast food restaurants, or not necessarily the jobs that you're like, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's not a dream job for you, or maybe it is. If you want to work at McDonald's and that you want that to be your job, go for it, man. But like, you got to understand, your options start out limited, but they can really grow. All you got to do is understand, hey, this is where I am, and this is where I want to be. So I would say make a plan. I remember one time I said something and I was like, oh, maybe that was bad for me to say. And the college professor was like, yes, actually, that's excellent. That's exactly what we need. I felt so censored in high school because it's like, can you say something that is against the curriculum, or can you state an idea? And it's like, in college, you can, Saving up, I did actually get a scholarship from Easter Seals, which was a huge help. And so I was like, wait, what? Yeah, from the school as well. And it was so interesting seeing my hard work, because I worked extremely hard in school and I got very good marks last year. So I was like, oh, my sacrifices are being rewarded. And that was so good. Understand that this is a fundamentally different ball game from high school. You are expected to rely entirely on yourself. You are expected to attend classes. You are expected to do assignments the right way. You are expected to reach out if there's any sort of issue. On some level, it is sink or swim, but if you can learn to swim, man, you'll be Michael Phelps. You'll be amazing. Yes and no. It was a huge college. I found myself physically exhausted a lot of the time, especially when I started. There's this long walk that you have to take every day. My body had to physically get used to that. And I don't know if it would be the same if I didn't have a disability, but I think it was definitely heightened because it's like, where's my class? And I remember early on, I was like nervous for being late for classes during like the first week. And then it's like, oh, my body's actually getting used to this. I'm building stamina. And so it was an adjustment, but it was an adjustment that I've gotten used to and I've done very well with.